Hello, my name is Karine Wolftal. I'm a pharmacist based in Normandy in France. I am the president of the French Chamber of Pharmacists. In France, pharmacists has large competencies in vaccination. All pharmacists in community pharmacy, hospital pharmacy and biological medical pharmacists can prescribe and vaccine administration of large spectrum of vaccine from the national calendar decided by the national authorities. It has been a long journey which started back in 2017, first with a pilot for only flu vaccination. It started with 2 regions in France, then was extended to 4 the following year, and finally extended to the whole territory by law in 2019. And then arrived the pandemic, and pharmacists has been authorized to administer COVID vaccine early as of 2020. Now, since 2023, now pharmacists can prescribe and administer all vaccines from the calendar for adults and children as of 11 years. In France, pharmacists first started with flu vaccination, then was extended to COVID administration, and later on to all vaccines from the calendar, and in another step to prescribe those vaccines for all adults and as of children as of 11. The only exception is live vaccines for persons who are immunized compromised. The main purpose for pharmacists to vaccine is to reach persons who are either fragile, outside of the normal pathway of a patient who don't have access to general practitioner, for instance, but also persons who had never been vaccinated before. So that's the main interest for pharmacists, to do all vaccines, prescribe, administer for the whole range of the population. The whole journey started back in 2016, actually at the FIP Buenos Aires. We were facing a situation in France with a too low coverage of flu vaccination, especially for elderly persons. So basically we gathered the data of all other countries vaccinating already for flu, and we went to the government saying, hey, we need to do something about flu coverage, and we can do this, pharmacists, and let's put a pilot first and see how it goes. So we all started with a pilot for just flu vaccination, only in 2 regions in France. And then the success was here, and then the pilot was extended to 2 other regions, 4 regions, and the following year it came into the law that all pharmacists could vaccinate against flu. So that was back in 2019. And then the pandemic arrived, and the authorities has decided to use the pharmacists to administer the COVID vaccine to the population. And it was an amazing success since pharmacists eventually has vaccinated more than half of the population with the COVID vaccines. And then the rest arrived very quickly. We've been authorized to first administer all vaccines from the national calendar, and lately to even prescribe those vaccines for all adults and children as of 11 years. This has been a tremendous help for the national health system, because not only we have rich persons that never have been vaccinated before, but also we have relieved, for instance, general practitioners for their time to take care of other patients. So eventually this has been a major impact for the population. This has been also a great change in the perception of what the pharmacist could do, and it has opened the way for a new mission for the pharmacist. So, in France, all vaccines from the national calendar is fully taken in charge by the national health insurance system. So the patient has nothing to pay, neither the vaccine nor the professional who is going to administer the vaccines. For us, for the pharmacist, we receive like €9 whether we prescribe and administer the vaccines, or €7 whether we just administer the vaccines. But again, the patient has nothing to pay, nor for the vaccines, neither for the administration, no matter where he gets this vaccination, whether it's to any professional of health like medical general practitioner or nurse or pharmacist. Vaccination has opened a way for pharmacists to show that they were able to do a lot helping public health, generally speaking. First, save some time from general practitioner to take care of more patients, but also reach patients that had never been vaccinated before. So it's also changed the way pharmacists were perceived by the public, but also by the authorities, and this had opened the way to new mission for pharmacists. Of course, there have been some difficulties at the beginning, but those difficulties are really behind now. We are still facing some issues which are more, I would say, technical issues, like how we communicate about this information to, for instance, the general practitioner. So it's about, giving this information available for the healthcare professional taking care of the patient. We want also, obviously, to develop more, because we have, for instance, currently facing some new vaccines that we should be able or could be able to do in pharmacy community. So again, this is opening the way for pharmacists to take a better place or a greater place in primary care for the system, which is currently, I would say, a little bit difficult for patients who may face difficulties to find either a general practitioner or get into a hospital. So really, the pharmacists are the best approach for a patient to get in. We are here, we are open, we are available. The only thing we may face also is difficulties with workforces to arrange how we're going to take care of those patients, but not too worried about these difficulties I'm sure we're going to face.